Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Inspo's Career 7 with me, John Slattery. So we're still at step 2 of Inspo's 3-step process to help you identify a great career choice. To briefly recap, we said that step 1 is all about you creating an uninhibited list of career options from which you'll ultimately choose which one makes most sense to pursue right now. We said that step 2 is all about self-reflection and that you're going to use this self-reflection to evaluate each of the career options from step 1. We spoke about there being 3 components of self-reflection that you need to identify. We've looked at the first 2 of those components in our previous 2 episodes, them being, firstly, the vision you have for life, and secondly, your strengths and interest areas. We're going to look at the final component now, and that's your priorities in life. There are 2 types of priorities that we need to identify, our personal priorities and our financial priorities. In terms of helping you identify your personal priorities, there's probably one major piece of advice I'd give, and it's pretty similar to the advice I offered in step 1, and that's just to allow yourself time and space to sit back, to check in, and just to reflect on the question, what are my priorities personally right now? Because let's face it, there'll be loads of direction, guidance, advice from the world in various forms on what your priorities should be. However, the true and only answer that matters is what comes from here, and here in your gut. So time and space will allow us to identify what that answer is. In terms of our financial priorities, well, basically we're just looking to understand what are the financial priorities that exist for us in terms of meeting our present needs, such as rent, food, etc., and also in terms of saving towards future ambitions that we might have. For example, hypothetically, that you might identify that you want to own a house down the line. So perhaps it could be saving towards that ambition. And that's us identifying our financial priorities. And the goal in terms of financial priorities is we're trying to then establish, well, what might be the monthly contribution that we're looking to make to each of these financial priorities. Because once we've identified each of the monthly contributions, we can add them up, get a total, and that will give us a rough guideline as to what our monthly take-home pay needs to be from any option that we choose. There's one other piece of work that I'd recommend you do around financial priorities. So once you've created that list, I'd like you to go back to it and look to see, is there anything that when push came to shove, is there anything that you could potentially pare back or potentially eliminate from that list? Why do I suggest this? Because if you find yourself in a position where you choose an option that might require a somewhat or significant step back in income, having done this work will help you identify where you can cut back. And this is the completion of the 3rd and final component of self-reflection. I hope you found this episode to be beneficial and practical. As always, if you have any feedback or questions in relation to what we've covered in this episode or any of the previous episodes, please let me know at john@inspo.ie or drop me a message on LinkedIn. Equally, if you feel that it would be helpful for you to have a chat with me in relation to your own career, please do similar. Thank you as always for your time and checking in with me here at Inspo's Career 7. I wish you a wonderful day and looking forward to catching up with you tomorrow for episode 6.